Well,
That is always the best. I love that music.
yeah, the music is really, really hitting hard. I love that music too. It's just you can't help but like jam to it when you hear it.
You cannot help. It's true.
Definitely, definitely. So, everybody, welcome to the Tingling Tea. Here at the Tingling Tea, we talk about the strange and supernatural, the weird and the wonderful, the creepy and the cryptid, and all that is phenomenally freaky.
Phenomenally freaky.
Yes, yes,
Freaky.
scary stuff. We talk about scary stuff, and I think I might have messed it up a little bit, but hey, it
No,
was all
I
my mind
was
in.
listening. You got it right. I was listening.
I got it all right. I got it all in there.
Totally. Yeah.
Well, hello, you two, and hello, Mayhem. Happy New Year. We didn't get to see you last week, so we're really excited to see you this week. Hello.
I can't hear you.
Yeah, you're low. Can't hear you.
You're really low. You're low for the new year.
What about now? Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
A little technical, spooky technical difficulties. Welcome, Happy New Year. First of all, that intro, I feel like you guys were talking about me. If Les is devious enough, every time she starts the show, you'll see me dancing in the background. She can make a compilation of me like literally dancing to the intro.
Yeah, he's always jamming to the intro. You know what? I don't have my mic stuck like this, so let me just plug my mic in real quick.
Okay. I can hear you just fine.
You can hear me fine? How about now? Is it even better?
Yeah, no, you're good. It's like a mysterious mic. It's like the mic isn't even there. We don't even know. We don't see it.
It's great. It's really
I feel unprofessional.
No, that's with that. But anyway, so hello. We have a lot to talk about this evening, you all. And we try to get everything packed into 1 hour. So much stuff going on. But we wanted to talk about, Betty White left us this week while we were. She was shy of her 100th birthday. Mm-hmm. She was in 99 and she, left this world. And I was reading some content about what her last words were when she left this world. And her assistant said that she called out her husband's name, Alan.
And who's been dead for quite a while. Now, I'm older than both of you all. So when I grew up, they were an item. I would see them on game shows together, and it just their love for each other. You could definitely see it. How much they loved each other. So it just seems so befitting that would be her last words. Is that he came and got her, and we do believe that. I mean, of course, we talk about supernatural stuff here, but I am someone who has clear evidence of things like this happening in my own family, where family members have come and picked up other family members before they die, like they said their name or whatever before they left this world. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's beautiful.
I've had family members. By the way, a huge fan of Betty White. Unbelievable. I was upset that she didn't make it to 100, but really grateful that she made it to 99.
I am too. I'm just glad that she was still living and so youthful and bright and brilliant. Just brilliant, even at 99. Gosh, she's an inspiration to all of us.
I agree. Just getting back to what you were saying about, the moment that people die. I actually have people that are related to me and people that are close to me who know when someone is going to die. Like they dream about them, or there's some sort of moment. And so when the news comes that they have passed on, their reaction is more like, yeah, I knew that.
I knew that was going to happen.
Rather than because they have dreamt about them the night before or something like that. I, on the other hand, had, and I think a lot of people do this as well, when a close relative died, I dreamt that night that they died, that they came to me in a dream.
Right.
And I hear that's often what happens.
That is often what happens. And in fact, I've had many conversations with my mom and my stepfather, my grandfather, and my grandmother in my dreams.
Yeah.
Things that I was thinking or talking about, they would tell me when situations were going to be good or fair or, not to worry about stuff. And here's the interesting thing. They are not old. They're like young, like 30. They're like in their 30s. They're young and vibrant. When the ones I'm talking to my mom, and it didn't dawn on me until after I woke up that my mother was young and vibrant, like at the best time of her life when I remembered her. From the perspective of a child, I didn't know any difference because I just knew my mom.
Right.
But when I woke up, I realized, oh my gosh, she was young.
That's amazing. I love that. I love that you actually have conversations and that sort of thing. I didn't never experience that, but I think that would be pretty amazing.
Yeah, we have to talk about that one day, about like near-death experiences and stuff like that. So maybe we can do a show specifically about that and talk about our own personal experiences with relatives that have passed on. But anyway, I say that because, she was a huge animal advocate, and she believed in, she believed in the humane treatment of animals. And so on her 100th birthday, people were asked to donate to humane causes where animals were related, and people donated to my cause. So here's the interesting thing: I started a GoFundMe about maybe a few months back, before the winter started, for the cat community that I have, that I'm taking care of here in Newark. We have a lot of stray cats and animals here. Sorry, you all. A lot of cats. Not so much dogs, but a lot of cats. And a lot of people who have turned out their cats, put them out in the community, not spayed and neuter, whatever. And so I not only do I have just regular stray cats, but I also have pets that people have let go out in the, just out in the backyard somewhere and just left them. Maybe they moved away or whatever. So currently, I am taking care of about 5 to 7 cats. And the majority of these cats are, one of them, the little orange one right there, his name is Tawny. He was a baby when he first started coming in my backyard. In fact, my backyard is really strange because a lot of cats congregate in my backyard. And they must know that this is a cat house. So this is why they showed up. But we already trapped and neutered one, trapped and spayed one. She was probably the one that populated the majority of this community. Every time, we've been living here for about 3 years, and I can imagine, I think she's been pregnant at least 7 times since I've lived here, because she showed up in my backyard. So when we caught her, she was pregnant, and so it's, we got her spayed, and I thought she hated me. I thought I'd never see her again. And she shows up every day to get food. So
is that her on the right or left right there?
So that little one, the little calico that's on the left, she was also a baby that showed up in my yard, but I haven't seen her. And I think that she got killed. Oh. She was very sickly. And from what I understand, there are a lot of animals here, like hawks and eagles and stuff like that fly in and get little cats when they're, a certain size, especially if they're sickly. So I have not seen her, unfortunately. But the orange one, the little Tawny right there, I have seen him, and he shows up regularly. Recently, somebody else showed up in my yard. It belonged to somebody. He had a collar on and everything, and he was playing with Tawny. Tawny is like the mayor of the town. He gets along with every cat. I just, but
he's like the Mayhem Mike of the kids.
Yeah, exactly. But they're sorry, y'all, my chair is just broken. They're really precious, and the thing is, the best scenario would be that they would go to a good home and they would be adopted. But that's not so much so with a feral cat, because a cat is used to living out on its own. But one of the things they do need is food. They need water, and they need shelter during the winter months. And then once we get them neutered and spayed, a sign of that is that their ear is clipped. They have their rabies shots. Yes. They're defleed, all of that other kind of stuff. And they go ahead and live a happy life in the community. There are over right now 200, I think, such cats at the Humane Society right now that are up for adoption. So it makes no sense for us to try to put them in that population when they're doing just fine living in a community.
I think you're doing a great job, especially for the area. No, seriously. When the cat population or any population of pets or small animals gets out of control, it's inhumane for what happens to them. They pass away in all types of ways. There's no way you can take care of them, and some of them deserve good homes, if not all of them. Feral cats deserve to be loved too, maybe at a distance. but at least give them a fair chance at survival. And if there's too much, if there's overpopulation of cats in the area or any animal, it doesn't help their survival. So good on you. I'm really happy that you're getting donors. I'm really happy that you're giving back and that you're helping with the cat population survive. Because like you said, there's 200 plus cats in the Humane Society that can be adopted or anywhere. And so, if you're ready to have a cat that can have a litter and at some later date, you have that option. If not, you can always pick yourself a lovely cat to love at home.
Thank you. Thank you. It's very hard, you all. It's very heartbreaking. It's a lot of money and a lot of time. And I have to be consistent because they show up every day at the same time and every night at the same time to eat. They know that food is there. In addition to their little companions, possums and raccoons. So I've had to kind of limit my feeding at night and stuff. But the thing is, it's really strange. They all get along with one another. They don't fight. They don't, they all are like, hey, it's so strange to me. But I think that is just because it's an urban setting and urban animals, congregate around urban animals, and they all have the same area that they protect or live in. So they're used to seeing one another. We did have a possum in our house over the holiday. Yeah.
What?
We have no idea how the possum got in our house. He was in my kitchen when I came home from picking up my husband from work. And the cats were all standing around him like, hey, there's a possum in the house. They were all looking at him and he was looking at them. And this is how I knew that this possum was obviously a possum that had been around other cats, because he wasn't terrified of the cats. He was terrified of us. I was able to, my husband calls me the animal whisperer. He's like, my husband is not used to that kind of stuff. And he's like, nah, So I commandeered him into like a cat carrier and put him outside to, and I found out something about possums, and, a lot of people are afraid of them, but they are really, they're beneficial for every community. They cut down on rodent population. They never get rabies, you all.
Really?
Because possums do not get rabies, and people think that they are. I think people think of them as being big rats, but they really are very beneficial. They don't usually have fleas, from what I understand.
Wow.
And yeah, you should really look it up and see what they do. But they are the sweetest animals. They're more afraid of you than that you are of them, and they only live 1 or 2 years.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
When I got my puppy, my neighbor swore it was a possum. He looked exactly like a possum.
Well, because he has bandit-looking eyes, because they have black eyes around.
Right.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But yeah, they're harmless creatures, and they get a bad rap because they are kind of unattractive, but they are actually very beneficial for a community.
Okay.
Well, good really luck. I will definitely be making my donation to the Backyardigans. And I think what you're doing is just absolutely what everybody needs to do. I think it's so easy to create a situation where cats are feral and they're breeding uncontrolled in an uncontrolled population. And you making the decision to go into that world and start making a difference and stop the uncontrolled spreading of new babies, I think is exactly what people need to do.
Thank you. And just a note to anybody out there that has adopted a cat or a dog, please spay and neuter your animals unless you're going to breed them. And especially for cats, do not let them outside. Contrary to belief, if your cat is being raised in a domestic setting, it will not fare very well in a feral community. And you can always tell which cats have been cats that were pets because they're not groomed. They have scars all over from fighting because they don't belong in that community. You basically are giving your cat a death sentence by doing that. So, there are plenty of places out there that can spay or neuter your animals and give them shots for, less than $60. And I'm telling you that because there are people who donate so that they won't be put out in community. But these are domesticated animals. They do not belong out in public population. They won't survive it. So please make sure that you spay, neuter, and take care of your animals, and do not let your cats outside.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This has been a public service announcement.
And please go and support me at the Backyard Against New Jersey. This money does not go necessarily to me. It goes to every one of us who, there's a group of some really amazing animal advocates who do this out of their own pocket. And this money goes to also support them as well when they're in need of money.
For the services of neutering, for all sorts of things. I've seen it myself.
Yes, and doctors don't do it for free. All that stuff costs money, but there are some doctors who do it right now. And an encouragement to veterinarians out there. I know here with the community that takes care of our cats, there are only 2 vets that do spaying and neutering, and they are backlogged.
No.
So yes, they are two of them, and we're trying to go to the city of Newark to try to make sure that there's funding for these vets to make sure to help us do this. But there are only 2 that help us with our spaying and neutering.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they're amazing. Whoever does that, I don't know their names. I will give them a shout out at some point, but they're amazing.
To serve a community like Newark.
Yeah.
I mean.
Well, they serve certain areas, but that's their main area, the Humane Society that they take care of these. Yeah, 2.
I feel like Augie was also throwing some dirt on Newark, the city of Newark, but I'm gonna let it go.
I'm not. My mom grew up in Newark. I'm not. It
kind of seemed like little dirt.
It's
a huge population. It's a city.
It's a city.
And you have 2 vets.
We have 2 vets. We have 2 vets that are assisting with our neutering and spay program. But we need more.
Don't put words in my mouth, man. Don't put words in my mouth.
We definitely need more. We're really suffering when it comes to that. We need vets to volunteer to help out our communities.
Okay.
But anyway, let's get to some news. We got some good news. So just like last week, just to let you know, Augie and I discussed the fact that we are doing a new show called A Slice of Life, and it's starting on February the 24th, where we talk to people from different communities that you don't normally get to have a conversation with. And one of the reasons why when we started Cliff Dive Productions, part of what we did this for is to give a voice to people in advocacy. So this is what we're going to be doing, focusing on that. This is a Thursday night. It's going to be a once a month program. We'll see how it goes. But we're really excited about this show.
We are. We're going to talk to people in all different types of lifestyles, people that normally don't have a forum to talk about what they do or why they do it, to help people understand differences in the human experience.
That sounds amazing.
Things are different from what you experience every day. And if we don't have exposure to that, we don't know about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like where I grew up in a very homogenous location, everybody looked like me and everybody, was at the same religion and all that sort of thing. Where when I was in Manhattan, you couldn't walk down the street without seeing all sorts of different flavors, right?
Yeah.
Everybody is here. And it changes you. It changes your perspective. It makes you more understanding. It helps you understand that these are members of the community as well. And this is meant to be an opportunity for people to sort of be a member of the community and step out from being underrepresented.
Yeah, and we want to get real life experiences. We want to talk about issues that are affecting our community, issues that are affecting the communities of the people that we're going to be speaking to. So it's going to be a very interesting program. We're excited about it.
We are. More tea.
It sounds amazing, being that normally when you get a program like this, it's only in communities that are generating interest, and it's generally like a special. It may be like 10 episodes or whatever, but I know you guys will at least do it for a year. So at least I'm going to get 12 episodes plus, if not more, in different communities. So that will be amazing. Augie, you're 100% right. You hit it on the head. We get to see, and that's the beautiful thing of technology right now. The fact that we are able to talk to each other right now without having to leave our homes but still offer such great content and offer different perspectives and culture from the internet. You know, that's amazing. Without necessarily saying, "Hey, Aug, you got to be in the studio in 5 minutes. Let's go." Like, where are you at? You know, I think that's so much better, and that could lead to so much greater enriched environment and experiences for people, and ultimately generate a lot more interest and just help, because people can't necessarily do better if they don't know better. And I think you guys are helping that. Congrats. I'll be watching. You know, I will be.
Thank you. We're really excited about it, and you know, we some of our other programming outside of the Tingling Tea is geared towards specifically advocacy in different communities. If you know, Tingling Tea is not the only thing that CRYPTID Productions does. We have other stuff, but we just wanted to, initially when we started this production company, that's where we wanted to have a voice for people who don't normally have a voice. So the other news that is really exciting news is, did you hear this?
Yes. It's been all over my feed this whole morning.
Yes. So Microsoft buys
Activision. It also owns Blizzard and King.
Yeah, this is unbelievable. There are so many titles that are on, you know, and if you have an Xbox, and maybe this is going to be even a user deal for you, but there are so many titles that come under the Activision banner. You know, you've got Halo, Gears of War, Minecraft, Hellblade, State of Decay.
Yes.
Oh my God, Fallout. Y'all, it's a lot of stuff.
Call of Duty, Diablo,
Call of Duty,
Overwatch.
Call of Duty. Yeah, the Elder Scrolls, Wolfenstein, Doom. All this stuff comes out of Activision. What does this mean for everybody at Microsoft? What does this mean for everybody who plays on Xbox?
Yeah.
And utilizes this?
I think they bought, was it $68 billion or something like that. So what happens is
it was cash. It was like cash. Like $68 billion cash. Yes.
So for Xbox users, Microsoft users, what's going to happen is, for me, Xbox One is going to get slower. So I don't know if they're going to push a new console, but we can expect a new console in the next couple of years. Mm-hmm. My Xbox One is already going through issues already. Like my controller stops syncing. So that's going to be thing. They're going to be pushing us to buy the new Series X or whatever. The second thing is more content. So more support. I am a big Call of Duty player, and right now, if anybody plays, you know, Warzone is janky. It's not working whatsoever. So they're gonna take over. They're gonna work it, and then it's, you know what? It's gonna be like buy these new add-ons.
That's what I said to Augie, that the buying power is gonna be. But the thing is that Activision alone used to piss people off about the way that their purchase policy when you upgraded to new stuff. Mm-hmm. Now, what does that mean for us who have Xbox? Does that mean that we definitely they're going to get rid of that? Because I think one thing about Xbox and Microsoft is they're very pro their people. They're very pro of anybody that subscribes to an Xbox and utilizes it. They have the best online capabilities per any other online capability.
Yeah. They're customer obsessed. They're completely customer obsessed. They have the best documentation. They have the best customer experience. It's really great.
Yeah. So what does that mean? What does that mean?
Although I don't think Sony and Microsoft are going back and back again, but it's going to definitely put an elbow into Sony's back into doing more, because not for nothing, Xbox and Microsoft particularly is a great combination. It's always been a great combination, especially when Microsoft, hold me out on this one, they took interest in hacking. Once they took interest in hacking on computers went down. So hacking in computers went down. Not saying they deleted it completely, but it went down. The incidents went down. So if they're going to take interest in Xbox and games like Call of Duty, it's going to make a better experience. That means you and I and Augie are going to just be out here just take our money. Just take it. Like, I love the experience.
I don't know. I have been a PS4 player for a while now. I can't get my hands on a PS5, so I haven't gotten one. But I might have to make the switch after this. I don't know.
You definitely look. Give us 6 to 10 months. You will be switching.
And you know why. Let's just say that it's going to happen. You are going to switch over to Xbox.
Blizzard and King Gaming companies that's no small feat either to acquire that. Like Candy Crush, you know how much money Candy Crush acquired by itself? I have a friend who's still I say she's addicted, but like if they come out with a new Candy Crush game, she's on it. Spent money on that. So
I have spent money on Candy Crush. I'm embarrassed to say that, but I have.
I mean, don't get me wrong. A game is a game, and mobile gaming has been very profitable. So now if you take mobile gaming and you were to bring it over to console as well, but also having accessible by mobile gaming, you're going to make money. Who's to say? And that's another thing. We need to watch out what the direction is, because I believe if they're smart, they'll be able to make an account, have you make an account for your mobile gaming that connects to your Xbox account. So whatever monies you spend goes to both account.
I do believe that it'll come to that. You know, like you said, they are very pro their clientele. So I can definitely see that happening. But they are in a buying frenzy right now, and they're making really good moves.
Yes.
And so I mean, you know, they the big man on campus right now.
They sure are.
Les, don't you also play on PC, Augie, as well? Do you guys play on PC?
Yes, I play on PC.
So you know you're gonna get even more incentives to play on PC as well.
Yes. I'm so looking forward to this. You have no idea. I'm so looking.
Yes.
Yeah.
It might actually help. Activision went through a bad spell in 2021.
Yeah.
Because they were, a lot of people left and banned Activision. Were not banned by Activision, but left playing Activision because they had a discrimination case against them by California regulators.
Yeah. Before I say anything, before you go on, because I want to hear about this story. What up, Sebastian?
What up?
Yeah. This is such good news. But yes, he knows. Okay, so go ahead, Augie.
So Activision had a discrimination case against, this is in July 21st of 2021. California regulators filed a lawsuit against Activision Blizzard for discriminating against women, especially against Black women and other women of color, by paying them less, promoting them less, and firing them more, for allowing women to be sexually harassed and for retaliating against women who spoke up about the abuse. So that caused a tremendous uproar within Activision, as you can imagine, when they decided to actively fight that lawsuit. So there's an upheaval within Activision going on right now, and hopefully the acquisition will help secure all this content, all these games, all the people's jobs that are not happy with leadership, and sort of be under Microsoft's overarching culture, which actually is really supportive of diversity, really supportive of celebrating.
The second best place to work in the world. Best place to work in the world, or is in the United States? I'm not sure, but the thing is, it's second place.
Yeah, no, but the problem is Activision at Treyarch and Infinity Ward is kind of like the too many chefs, one pot kind of deal. And they've had horrible, let me not say they've had great results, great products, but how they've given it to their fans, it's been crazy. So I can only imagine the workplace and how they've treated their employees, not just women of color, but just all employees. We've heard it before when Infinity Ward, the guys who make the original Call of Duty games and series have left and went to the competitors, which is Battlefield, to help out, because Infinity Ward, Treyarch, and even Activision hasn't treated them right. I believe that all that will get sorted and they'll end up coming back, and I will be spending money for generations on these new games coming out. I'm serious.
Not only that, I'm looking forward to the gaming community that is going to increase at the Microsoft stores when they have those gaming nights.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's gonna be so dope. That's all I'm just saying. I'm so very excited about just this whole thing. So, let us know in the comments if you are also excited. We already know Sebastian is excited, but let's talk about this a little bit further, because this is ongoing. This is gonna be such interesting topic for some time to come.
Oh yeah, for gamers like us, it's great.
Yeah. So let's go into something that's very interesting, and this is the increase of UFO sightings that have been occurring recently.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you all know, but there was a UFO sighting recently in January 1st in Pittsburgh.
I had not heard this.
And last year there was one in Brooklyn. The interesting thing is really interesting is it seems to be the same. It was 3 points of light that have actually been going in sequence. But here's the thing that's really hilarious to me is listening to the commentary of New Yorkers when they see UFOs as opposed to just a normal person, you know? Yeah. So
I bet that's really interesting.
Oh my gosh.
All the time.
I have been hollering at when I watch the videos. They're looking up in the sky and they go, "What the fuck is that?" You know? It's been hilarious. It's been hilarious. So yeah, this is just, you know, an interesting concept that we're seeing more and more of this, but this was predicted. This was predicted. These are the 3 lights that they're talking about that people are seeing.
Okay.
Yeah. So this was predicted that we were going to see more and more of this increase. Remember, last year we spoke about this, about President Trump actually meeting some highfalutin alien ambassador who asked him not to speak about their coming and their goings, and that it eventually was going to be revealed. Did we not speak about this? That he's part of some kind of alien council.
I feel like
we did speak about that. Yes.
Yes. So we are seeing more and more, and it's becoming much and more predominant. You know, pilots are now seeing more and more UFO sightings. It's just like really crazy.
It's definitely coming out, especially all of the things that were, not for public consumption, right? It was under some sort of protection by the military of information. So now this stuff is being revealed. Of course, they're very careful about not using the term UFO, and they want to let people in on the secret slowly, apparently. But I remember when I was a kid, I was driving along with my mother on the highway about 20 miles from my house, and all of a sudden we started to pass all of these cars that had pulled over on the side of the road. And we pulled over onto the side of the road too to see what the heck was going on. And there were these 3 lights. This is when I was like 12 or 13, slowly going over the sky, through the sky. And that, I mean, it made everybody who was just driving their car on a highway pull over and stare at them. And it was in the news and everything. But you know,
they've always
been
interesting. But they're really showing their hand now, and they're saying that.
Why Trump though? Why? I don't understand.
Well, no. So the thing is, the reason why Trump was why we actually featured him specifically is because apparently there is an alien council with actual aliens who correspond or actually meet, frequently meet with big, public leaders. And Trump apparently met one of these people, and he was about to talk about it, and they asked him not to.
And he listened to them?
Not his own
listen to anybody.
No, his own people didn't ask him. The alien asked him not to.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can try to pull up that story. But yes, he basically met this alien, this high
being.
Pollutant.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he was highfalutin, but he's in a high position of that particular alien race because
he
there's
pollutes
several of them.
A lot.
Yeah,
ambassador.
Yeah, he was an ambassador of his particular people, but maybe one that's appointed by all aliens because they do come in different species. And apparently, he was about to announce it, but they've said that. Remember, we also highlighted the Israeli doctor, the physicist, who also said that these beings do exist. So we're going to be seeing more and more, but they seem to come more often when our planet is in crisis.
Well,
so it's very interesting.
Everybody buckle up. It should be an interesting 2022.
Yes. So that's just, it's kind of scary to even think about that. But yeah, I would highly recommend going on YouTube and pulling up the History Channels. The proof is out there about UFOs invading New York City. It's the January 4th, 2022 upload. I mean, I was going to show it this evening, but we have to move on.
Is this the ones with the people commenting on it?
You may hear people commenting on this. In New York.
That's the video I'm looking for.
Yeah, it's really hilarious. And they're from Brooklyn, by the way. Brooklyn. So, you understand that accent is there. Anyway, so let's go on and let's talk about something in particular that is of interest to us that we wanted to talk about. And this is the first time I actually introduced Augie to this today. But as me, I love watching YouTube videos and anything that has to do with this supernatural. And of course, I do like a lot of research before we do these shows so that I can have content to talk about. And something interesting came across my radio waves when I was listening to Coast to Coast. So if you all don't know anything about Coast to Coast is a radio show, or I would say maybe like a YouTube show broadcast or whatever. That is hosted by a gentleman. Let me just pull this up. By the gentleman's name by the name of George Noory. Okay. So what they do is they talk about cryptid sightings, UFO sightings, and stuff like that. And he had a gentleman on his show by the name of David Paulides. And this man was talking about a book that he had created and a movie that he was subsequently going to make regarding something called the Missing 411. Now, what is the Missing 411? So the Missing 411 is basically strange stories about people who have gone missing in our public parks and forest areas that are not national park areas. They go up
federal land, yeah.
Federal land. They strangely disappear. Somebody would be seeing them, and then they would turn around. They would be staring at them, looking at them, and then they would turn their head for just a minute, and they would turn around, and the person would go missing. Or they would find the body of the individual, and the individual would be completely nude, not exposed to the elements, and their clothes would be neatly folded. Or they would find somebody who landed in an area where like a water area, but they didn't drown. They landed in water, but they didn't drown. They died of some other circumstances. Very strange cases, and it's not uncommon for us to know, our forest areas are similar to our oceans. There's so much of it that we don't know about, so much of it that has been, undiscovered. So it's easy for something to hide there that we don't know about. And so we want to give you all like a 101 on the Missing 411. And then we want to kind of keep you updated on the cases that come across our table whenever these things happen. But David Paulides is he is a man who is a police officer. He's now an investigator and now a writer and a filmmaker who has self-published his books and self-funded his own movies regarding these conspiracy cases. And he has a series of books and films that document these cases of these strange missings and disappearances of people in national parks and elsewhere. And then he keeps a file of all these cases, and he compares similarities to them. The one thing there's a common thread behind all of these is the strangeness and the disappearance, and how these people supposedly succumb to somehow die when they find the body, or what they say when they are found. This is very interesting. So, there's so many cases where people have seen cryptids, they've seen UFOs. And the thing is, I believe that these are all things that are all related in some way. My belief is
that's David Paulides right
there.
Yeah,
David Paulides right
there. Not
the
other guy that looked like the My Pillow guy. That's not him.
This is David Paulides.
But this is him explaining it. But I highly recommend that you go and you do a little bit more research on the missing 411 and listen to some of these really creepy cases, and listen to Coast, because they kind of update you every once in a while on these cases. But I am telling you all, they are bone chilling, bone chilling.
Yeah.
And now I don't take it for granted when I see these cases. I mean, you could excuse it away as human trafficking, or you could excuse it away as something else, because yes, that could possibly be why people are missing, but this is interesting. These are strange. These cases are just uncommon.
I feel true. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, in this one instance, I feel like we need to start tagging people. I'm all for like not necessarily tagging people, but if this is happening a lot, we just need to start tagging people and just like life alerting and just like, oh, okay, well, he was in Montana, now he's not in the stratosphere. What's going on? Bring awareness to this, because that is creepy. People, if people are dying of not natural causes, different causes, and then being brought back and be like, hey, they were in water but they didn't drown, that's cause for concern. We already have enough stuff happening with human trafficking, killers, actual serial killers that are out there. Like, you're not telling us people are being abducted. Why? Like, we need to know.
Yeah, we don't know, but we don't know if they're being abducted, because most people who have survived, once they comment about what happened to them, then they don't talk about it any longer. And I don't know if that's because they've been talked to by the men in black, which is a common case, which is a common occurrence that occurs when anybody has been abducted or they've seen a UFO, but these men in black show up at their houses and tell them that they can't talk about it any longer. But I know a theory that stated many years ago, when these interdimensional beings, and I'm talking about aliens and cryptids and stuff like that, because this is what I believe that they are. I don't believe they come from outer space. I believe they come from different dimensions. We have an agreement with these interdimensional beings, as far as a nation and as far as a planet, that they can abduct whoever they want to and experiment on them.
Wow.
Now, this is in particular when we talk about the Greys and the reptilians and all of them. There are other interdimensional beings that are much more benevolent and would never consider doing that. But there are these few that do experiments and stuff. And so this is why this has become such an epidemic, and nobody's really talking about it, because I believe that we have an agreement.
I read an article that was the counter to Polides' theory, and it was very interesting to read, because what they said is, statistically, if you look across, first of all, if you look at our park services, the volume of people visiting parks is going up tremendously. If you look at our park services, there are only, and I thought this was very interesting, there are only 2,000 U.S. park rangers, who are basically the federal enforcement, the representation of like police enforcement on the parks, for every 200 square kilometers. There's only one per every 200 square kilometers of parkland. And we have 423 national parks in the U.S. So it's a tremendous amount, and it's like comically understaffed to help find these people. So if people are not, there are a volume of people that go missing every year when they go to these parks. And they say that basically what they say is that statistically, it doesn't necessarily raise any flags. If you look at the volume of people missing, like, it's not as though more people are missing this year than last year. But what uniquely stands out is the way in which they're found. If they're found, what uniquely stands out is the way that they could not have possibly gone the distance. For example, there's one example of a child that went missing. He was found 16 miles away in an elevation that very few people could have gotten to. And he was a child. He would not have been able to get there himself.
Well, let's talk about the situations where people, they've actually searched an area with a fine tooth comb, and they go back and 2 or 3 times and find the body there afterwards.
It's true. They find the body there on the 4th time.
Not for nothing. Let's just say, I'm just going to say they're being abducted. I understand that's not necessarily what the word we're going to be using, but this is probably the perfect time for the abductions to happen, because a lot more people are being stir crazy. They're tired of being in their home. They're visiting outside, like in the park, to remain safe. And then it's just like taken, not the movie, but actually just take it. And then you're thinking like, well, it normally happens because it's a national park. We'll find them eventually, kind of deal. Like, I am kind of scared now. I don't want to visit a national park. You've totally changed. You've maybe not want to do it at all.
I don't want to visit a national park in the middle of summer. I don't want to
And you would think that'd be the best
crowded.
time.
It's so crowded. You can't see a thing. Nope. You'll go and you'll spend your vacation in traffic.
Well, let's talk about cases where somebody actually disappeared, and I'm just right here as an example.
Okay.
One of the cases of the gentleman that disappeared, they found his boots in one area, and then 6 miles away they found him. How did he walk, and why? One, would he take off his boots if he was going to be walking terrain?
Yeah.
And how is it that he walked 6 miles without his feet being tattered?
Yeah. Yeah,
it's very strange.
In one case, a child had gone missing, and there was a group of people that had gone searching for this child over a long period of time. They hadn't found him. Months later, there's another search party, and all of a sudden, the child comes out of the mist, and the child is naked in the middle of winter. Comes out of it's foggy, and comes out of the fog, and suddenly appears to these people, and they then take him home. So it's just all these spooky experiences that just don't add up. They don't make any sense.
Yep. Well, let's talk about the case that just recently happened, and this is a really interesting case. So this little boy, Casey Hathaway, who was from Arnold, North Carolina, he's 3 years old. He was reported missing from his grandmother's house in North Carolina, in the area behind her house. And he said that they said he was outside playing in the yard with two other children, and he was just discovered missing when the other children came inside. And Casey was nowhere to be found. And they searched this rural wooded area for 45 minutes and called the police when Casey couldn't be located. Now, this massive search went out for this kid. Massive search. And they could not find this child anywhere. It was like, where is he? He was presumed dead. He was presumed dead. What ended up happening is about 2 or 3 days later, they found him. He was about a quarter of a mile away from his grandmother's house where they had searched. He was like 40 to 50 yards deep into the woods. He was soaking wet, cold, and he was in a tangled thorn bush. And he was the rescuers went out there to get him and everything. And for these 2 days, when they asked him, how did he get there? He said a bear saved him. That he hung out with a bear for 2 days. That the bear took him and put him in the tangle bush and kept him warm for 2 days.
It's possible that nature and nurture definitely came to happen. What I want to know is, was he malnourished? Because now, see, he's a kid. And kids, they eat, their body system goes like that. So you mean to tell me for 2 to 3 days, he wasn't hungry?
A bear protected him. First of all, this is interesting.
He was abducted.
Do you know of any bear that would take you by the hand and put you in a bramble bush?
No. Like I said, I'm considering
from the perspective.
I'm gay, so I'm not going to answer that question.
I'm considering it because it could be a mama bear. Maybe she lost a cub or whatever. She still has that nurturing, that nurturing side to her. It's still
really
active.
Might. I'm just saying, in nature, there has been times that nature has helped humanity. I'm just saying, but I think it's abduction because for 2 to 3 days,
And then the bear just disappeared, and they knew what to feed the kid.
First of all, you're talking about abduction. I'm talking about Bigfoot. Here's the thing: from the perspective of a 3-year-old child, he thinks that's a bear, and I can only think that in as what we know about Bigfoot, that they are very intelligent. They're human. They're they have humanoid features, even though they appear to look like apes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened. He got caught. A Bigfoot saved him. And there have been cases, other cases outside of this 3-year-old kids, where Bigfoots have come and saved people.
I just want to say, when you show that picture of the black bear and the kid, I was laughing because now I'm trying to like picture a black bear like, I'll save you, and then it's like Smokey the bear comes out like, yeah, let's throw a party. And the kid
with a hat on and some overalls.
The thing is,
and where was Boo Boo?
David Paulides, before he started the missing 911, he was actually a Bigfoot evangelist. He did a lot of work for many years on searching for Bigfoot, and he even published some items too. And then he switched over to missing 411. So it's very interesting that you're putting these two together.
Yeah.
The other thing that I just want to mention is David Paulides also has a YouTube channel where he highlights the missing people called Canam Missing Project. Canadian American Canam Missing Project.
Okay.
We have to check that out and look at some of his footage coming up this week, in our next episode. So just talk about that, because we just can't really stay here and talk about this, as we are kind of teaching people about these missing 411 cases. So we want to talk about it a little bit more and do a deeper dive. But I am telling you, these are strange. And most of these cases, like I said, have been cryptid or UFO sightings. Very interesting.
A bear, though. A bear. A bear. Like, I don't know. I think if Bigfoot is alive, let's just say, I'm just going to play the skeptic for now.
Wait a minute. Get off this channel if you don't believe in Bigfoot. No, just go ahead.
No, I'm playing both sides, as I like to do. I believe if Bigfoot does exist and the whole generation of families of Bigfoots exist, do we call them Big Feet? Is that the proper term?
No, we call them Bigfoot.
Okay, I just want to make sure if Bigfoots are there. I believe they have a pact with humanity. So whoever they find, it's shush with the government. The government's like, okay, shush. They exist. Don't tell nobody about it, or else it's curtains for you. And that makes sense to me, because why is it that we found so much? Why is it that we can't find these elusive monsters? Well, I don't want to say monsters,
because they go back into the UFOs like they did in the $6 Million Man. I don't know if you all ever saw that episode of Bigfoot.
Of course, it's my favorite episode.
Yes,
they're in that tube and it just spins around. Oh my god!
Yes. I highly recommend. I think the $6 Million Man is on Prime right now, that you can actually see remastered episodes.
They call him Sasquatch.
Yeah, they call him Sasquatch. Okay. The $6 Million Man and the Bionic Woman, two of our shows that we basically lived off of when we were kids. And in that, they had a theory that these creatures that were Bigfoot were actually creations by aliens. Now, of course, it was from the perspective of a 1970s TV show. Right. But my point is that all of this is tied together in some way. So it's very strange. So let's we have a few more minutes, and I'm going to give ourselves a little, like 15 more minutes. I'm going to go a little bit over, because we've had so much great content to talk about, and we've been trying to feature the best paranormal footage of 2021. And there are so many good things that were found, this year. Last year, actually, when it came to those kind of things, when it came to scary cryptid paranormal footage, we found some really
phenomenally freaky.
So here's my chance right now, and I forgot to do this at the top of the show, is that if you are watching this show and you don't like to watch this kind of content, I suggest you turn us off right now. Or if you have kids watching, I'm asking that you use your best parental discretion and don't, show this content. Hopefully, what your child can tolerate. I should have said it at the top of the show, but we're going to watch some creepy stuff tonight. So I'm going to just introduce a couple of videos since we've got about 15 more minutes. And I always got to find something that's like really, really, really scary for you all, just so that I can creep you all out,
Oh, good. That's why I'm here. I'm here for the scares.
Yeah, so we're going to go with, I'm going to introduce Sir Spooks. Now, I've not introduced Sir Spooks footage before. He's always really one of my favorite compilations of scary footage. And I love Sir Spooks. But let's look at this first one. We're going to call this one the school bunker. Okay? So
I love Sir Spooks too. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, total fan of Sir Spooks.
Totally.
All right, let's share the screen a little bit and let's talk about this school bunker. Here we go.
Scary footage. Scary footage.
Every time I'm on this show, Leslie is bent on making me not go outside and just stay inside my home and call a gold priest, a new priest, an old pastor to come in and sage my house. Every time I'm on the show. Every time.
Look, if I didn't show this content, then you would not know that this stuff exists.
And I think my conscience would be more at ease. But thank you, Leslie. Thank you.
All right, here we go.
YouTuber Dark Ghost Paranormal uploaded a video to his channel in August of 2021 that sees him heading out to an abandoned school bunker located somewhere in Germany that is allegedly very haunted. Immediately when he arrives on the scene, he can tell that the school bunker has long been abandoned. Bits of rubble and debris are scattered around the area, and it looks as though the place hasn't been touched in ages, making his surroundings that much more unsettling. At one point in the video, a stationary camera that was set up in one of the school's corridors seems to capture something quite unnerving. Take a look. About 2 minutes later, while exploring one room, the YouTuber notices something very bizarre happen with one of the pieces of furniture in the room, before something else happens regarding a box in a separate room.
Я в этой комнате. Дай мне знак, если я в этой комнате. Дай мне знак, если надо где-то еще искать. Такие моменты.
Yo, that's insane.
So far, this place has shown some genuinely intense paranormal activity, but nonetheless, Dark Ghost Paranormal works up the courage to continue on with his investigation. This, of course, proves to be a mistake. Take a look at the terrifying encounters that happen next.
Ты специально меня сюда заманила?
Did y'all hear that growl?
Отпусти меня.
Understandably, not wanting to stay any longer, he can no longer take being in the building and calls it a day. But the question still looms. What in the world did he experience during his investigation? Furniture was seen to move around, strange noises were heard, and doors seemed to lock by themselves, all while he was on the other side. Was there some sort of ghostly apparition trying to trap him there? I'll let you decide.
Burn it. Burn it. Burn it all down. No, burn it. No, let me tell you something, okay? If that's a trick, that is a good, well-placed trick. That's not the furniture came together and he's gonna stay there. No, burn it. Burn
I
it all
would be
down.
out. I would be 100%. Out at that moment.
100%.
I would be gone. You're on mute.
Les, you're muted.
You have to follow that guy's page because he does investigations like that all the time. You know, I'm just amazed that he does these investigations. I sat here with this, yes, because he has a huge online community that watches him do this stuff. But I'm going to tell you, I sat for a good few minutes trying to figure out how that stuff happened. And the only thing I could say is that it actually happened. But what got me is the growls. The first of all, that he got locked into the school, and then he heard that growl. And that growl initially sounded like a dog, but then it sounded like some kind of reptile creature, you know, and that's what he was dealing with. A lot of times when you're dealing with dark forces, especially when you have shadow figures and stuff like that, people often hear that they hear growls in their house. And that's not when you know you're dealing with a demonic presence. And let's face it, a school bunker and places like that, you know, kids go there with Ouija boards and they try to conduct stuff, and people, you know, do rites there and rituals there and stuff like that. It's rife for that kind of stuff. So it doesn't surprise me that this happened.
Nope.
I know this is an evening show. Can we do this earlier in the day and then broadcast it? And I have to go to sleep after this. I have to try. Like, what?
I'm just sitting there. But anyway, I'm just trying to tell you that the stuff does exist, you all out there. You know, as someone who considers myself a follower of Jesus, I know that it exists. The thing is that I believe that, you know, you have power and authority over those things. But there are people who are actually playing with this nonsense and bringing in these creatures from these dimensions. So these people are bringing all this stuff in. And we're living in a time right now where the world is a strange place. And I think the veil between that side of the realm and our life, who we are right now, is very thin. And so you're seeing this being a common thing with people doing more ramping up on investigations, people ramping up playing Ouija boards, buying all paranormal equipment and giving them a voice. This is what's happening. This footage is no joke.
Jesus fix it.
Exactly. Yeah. So
I had the goosebumps from just the doors opening up.
Yeah.
Right? And then for that next thing, oh no.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I got you all on this one.
Oh yeah.
So follow Sir Spooks on his YouTube channel. Go and like and subscribe and ring the bell button whenever he uploads his content. His content is great. Mm-hmm. I can always rely on him to provide very good content, and his voice actually works very well too. He's, you know, kudos to him because he's one of my favorites. All right, so let's do this last one. I'm trying to decide what I should do.
Les, I have to go to sleep. Les, I have to go to sleep. But you know what? If you're gonna go all out, go all out. But still, I have to go to sleep.
All right.
You can close your eyes.
Okay.
All right. So this one is also on Sir Spooks. He's going to bring it. This one is called The Slide. And let's talk about this one. Hold on.
The electric slide?
No.
It's probably a slide into the paranormal world. Augie, why are you tempting this woman? Why? Augie, I see when we get lost in the woods, I'm going to have to put a muzzle over you because you're going to tempt these spirits and I'll be very upset, okay?
Okay,
I'm going to tempt the spirits.
Let's watch this one. This is very interesting. Let's watch this one. Here we go.
Playgrounds are a place for children to spend as much time as they want, going on swing sets and having fun on various different slides. Chances are you went to a playground many times as a kid and remember it fondly as being a nostalgic, safe place to spend your days during your youth. But not all playgrounds are fun. Some playgrounds are said to be haunted by the ghosts of children. Take for instance the Shelton Park, that is said to be home to several ghost children. According to legend, at night, these kids can be heard playing and having fun, but eventually, their happy voices turn to screams of absolute terror. This video shows a playground at an undisclosed location at night. The uploader says that the footage was filmed by his neighbor, who was recording his daughter going down the slide at their local playground.
Yes.
The young girl in question is about to go down the slide, and when she does, it looks like she has fun. But little does she know that something genuinely unnerving happened right behind her.
Hey, vente. Hey, vente.
If you look closely behind the little girl, you can see what appears to be some sort of a ghostly boy peering at the girl from behind her, before vanishing without a trace. The uploader says that his neighbor swears that at the time of recording this video, there was nobody else at the playground, and that it was just him and his children, the strange figure not being one of them. So what could have possibly been behind the young girl at the slide? Was it a ghostly boy wanting to make a new friend? Clever video editing? We may never know the definitive answer.
Okay.
That wasn't too bad. That was an easy one, Mike. Come on.
No, first of all, that kid looked like a baby Michael Myers. Okay,
yes, it did.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That does look like a mask. That looks like a mask. It's true.
Angel, you missed it. The previous video will have you jumping out of your seat. You know what? This is why you let your kids play in the daytime at the playground. Why are they there at night? Why?
Well, I thought it looked very strange too. First of all, the one thing that I noticed is it didn't have any color. It was gray. It's like it lived in its own, like a black and white film. Yeah, right. It was really strange. But they said that there were no other kids in the playground playing at night. I mean, kids in the summertime, if you're living in a house where you ain't got no air conditioning and stuff like that, you take your kids, if there's a park nearby, you could go and take your kids there. We used to do that when we were kids.
But it's late at night, Les. That's like 10 p.m. That's like when they should be sleeping. Them babies need to be asleep.
I don't know. In the middle of the winter, it's like that dark at 4:30 over here where I live.
Yeah, right. So that's what I'm saying. It could be at any time that you decide to take your kids out on a cool night and let them go ahead and play on the screen, just to get some energy out of them so that they can deplete their energy so that they go to bed at night. But I thought it was strange because you would have heard something. And think about it. When you go up on a sliding board, there's like a little shelter there, and then there's the little things going up. It's only so big for you to get in there before you slide down. It's not a tunnel. So you didn't see anybody. You didn't see any shoulders. You didn't see anything. It's just a small little overpass that you usually go under when you slide down a slide.
That's true. We didn't see any hands or nothing.
It actually reminds me of the ghost that we looked at last week. In the middle of the day, you're walking.
The floor is lava.
Yeah.
That was it showing itself in the middle of the day, and then it just sort of backs up out of the camera, and that's what this ghost did. It just kind of like was there, and then it's kind of backed up.
Yeah.
Very creepy.
It's very creepy. And the same thing too, Augie, that ghost that we saw in our last footage last year in last week in Thailand, that ghost in Thailand didn't have any color.
Yeah, it didn't have any color.
No clothes colored. It looked like you were watching a black and white film, which is a common thing, I guess, for ghosts, that they didn't have any color. His clothes didn't have any color. His face didn't have any color. It was just gray.
They sell holy water, right? That's the thing that they sell. Like I could buy that.
You can buy it, but I think you can get it for free too.
You can get it for free if you walk up into church if you don't burn.
Yeah.
So you go into Catholic church.
Mike.
You can go in there and get holy water.
I'm going to start spraying it on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you are so right.
Sebastian, don't go in that train car.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Don't do it, because there's a reason. And I found out. I found out why. There's a reason why nobody else is getting in that train car.
Oh, I found that too.
Well, you're right about that, Angel. You can bless your own holy own water.
There you go.
You bless your water.
There's an angel who's like, stay at home, don't play in the living room, and bless your own holy water.
Yeah, bless your own holy water. So, what do you think, you all? Do we have time for one more? Let's
do one more. Let's do one more.
Okay, let's do this one. I'm gonna leave you one with some scary ones. Okay.
Yes. We want the goal. The success factor here is for Mike not to fall asleep today.
Yeah, the train cost was possessed by the ghost of Infinity Steak.
That is true. In New York, it is 100% true.
Yeah, you know that. All right, so this footage right now is called The Security Guard Spooked. So this is this young man that actually has been documenting his night shift at a place where a person had recently died and overdosed in the building. One of their employees had overdosed in the building. And so he does he's talking while he's talking to people, because he started noticing strange things happening at his place of employment, and he started documenting it. So let's watch that.
You ready, Mike?
No, I'm not. Come
on, Mike.
I don't have the permission slip for these field trip. Okay, like I don't have it. I don't have it.
All right, this footage is by King Frostmare, who of course is one of my favorite as well. He has Frostmare TV and King Frostmare, where he does documentary comments on these. King Frostmare, I believe, is he has a very unique voice. So he kind of lulls you into watching this stuff when he talks about it. It's really wonderful how he sets everything up. But let's watch this footage.
As a water gun, we also dust till dawn, all right? Just keep it on you.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. All you need to do is just bless it. All right, in Jesus' name. All right, so here we go. Let's watch this footage.
Does the power of Christ compels you work too?
No, it doesn't.
The power of Christ only compels you. That you could say that when you're talking to the thing to come out of something. To reveal itself or to say its name or whatever.
Don't you have to be?
That's in an exorcism.
A pastor of sort of priest in order for it to work? I don't think I can say it to just anybody and it work.
No.
Oh, I say it to people all the time walking down the street.
Let me just say this.
It's really good for making people not come near you.
As a follower of Jesus, everybody that believes in Jesus has authority over those things. However, it states that some of those things don't come out unless you fast and pray over it. So the thing is that you have power and authority over that as long as you invoke the name of Jesus when you're doing it. Yeah,
you have to fast and pray.
Yeah, well, some of them you don't, but some of them require you to fast and pray. So let's go ahead and look at this footage real quick. And here we go. Hold on to your horses, everybody.
Every week.
This is my favorite part of the show. I love it.
Does that make me a masochist because I come back for it consistently?
Are you enjoying it?
What happened?
I said, does this make me a masochist because I scare myself and it's a pain that I keep doing to myself?
What?
There might be a little bit of a masochistic tendency.
Oh,
but that's okay. We're not judging.
Hold on 1 second. Let me just put this up here because
See,
it looks like
we weren't supposed to watch it. That is the fix it of Jesus saying no. And Leslie, you are going against his energy and will. No.
No, I'm educating you all, let y'all know that these things do exist. All right, here we go.
The following recordings were documented and shared by user It's Simon. He works the night shift as a security guard in an old hotel. Apparently, many ghost stories tell about several entities that roam the lower levels of this building. And not too long ago, somebody passed away in one of the storage rooms close to the staff lounge. After hearing inexplicable noises and even voices, Simon started a little video diary. This was the first entry.
I do security at a hotel. I was making a video of where I go when I'm doing my rounds. A guy died here a few months ago.
Is the staff lounge?
I don't think he ever left.
In here? Bathrooms? Nah.
An unidentified voice can be heard. Simon suspected at first that it might have been the person who died in there. Could this be? A bit later, he kept his camera rolling while he was going on a short bathroom break. Strange. But the activity didn't stop there.
Hello? Bro, why are the lights off? Yep, nope. No, nope.
After taking another bathroom break on one of the following evenings, loud shuffling noises were apparently noticeable from right outside.
So I'm in the bathroom right now. I'm not going to the bathroom if you're wondering. But I'm hearing like shuffling sounds outside the door. And I didn't put the camera on. Bro, what the is that? No.
He tried to investigate a bit further, but got spooked away pretty quick that night.
Is that sound? I don't know if you can hear it. Oh, I swear to God, I hear singing going on right now. What the is that? No. No, 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 no.
Angel.
Can you hear the voices? This could also be a chair being moved, in my opinion. Or what do you think? Let's see what happens in the future.
I don't know if you can hear it.
Wow.
I want to thank everybody for coming. My spirit has left my body numerous times, and you forced me to be here. One, Angel, you're a horrible boss, but I love you to death dearly. Two, that place was horrible. It was just like dirty all over the place. I don't have OCD for cleaning, but I wanted to clean that place. Three, why is he still working there? I don't understand so many things.
Well,
so many things.
Let me just say this. This is one of the reasons why he started like documenting stuff. He actually went to his superiors and told them that he was hearing stuff, and they laughed it off. So now this is why he's filming it.
Oh yeah.
But there are people following the story. What is fascinating to me is the guy that overdosed there said hey to him.
I know. I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking that's what I would do if I was a ghost. I'd just be like, hey.
Yeah, he's not going nowhere. He's not going anywhere.
Augie, I love your spirit. But if in the event you decide to leave us, if you decide to leave us, I need you not to come back and torture me, okay? Because you look like you would. That's one. But the chair, okay, let's talk about the chair. How did he move the chair? How did the chair move? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it's him. If it's just, how did the chair move?
Well, I got to tell you all something. I don't know you all noticed it. And I can't go back on the footage and everything because we really have to go. We're going into half an hour. But when he went into the room with the lights were off and he said, why are the lights off? I don't know if you all noticed it, but in the back, somebody's head was leaning out.
No, don't say that. No.
Let's look at that footage again.
Let's look at it again.
Let me find the footage again, but I am telling you all, somebody's head was out. I'm not kidding you. It was like they were leaning out and looking out at him.
I just noticed it was a dirty floor. It needed to be cleaned.
Yeah, the place
I noticed that too.
The place isn't that clean. The place definitely is not that clean.
I was like, I wouldn't want to have lunch there. 2 bathrooms right next to where you have lunch. Really?
Yeah, it's really, really crazy. Let's look at this real quick. I pulled it up again.
Well,
and I don't think that they caught this. I don't think they caught it because I saw it.
There was also a creepy lady, like animatronic lady voice in there at the beginning. I want to know what that is.
Yeah, he was hearing all kinds of stuff. So do you want to look at it again?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's take a look at it again.
Bring it on.
I thought you guys were my friends. I thought we were family.
The following recordings were documented and shared by user Simon. He works the night shift as a security guard in an old hotel. Apparently, many ghost stories tell about several entities that roam the lower levels of this building.
Talk about what you heard
and
first,
not too long ago, somebody passed away in one of the storage rooms close to the staff lounge. After hearing inexplicable noises and even voices, Simon started a little video diary. This was the first entry.
I do security at a hotel.
This one.
Oh, so
I do security at a hotel.
So that's actually a voice. When you type in, that's on TikTok. You know that's on TikTok. On TikTok, you can.
You know I don't download TikTok. I'm not giving all my stuff to China.
So think of it like
on TikTok. Yeah, it actually reads the text for you.
Yeah.
So if you text it,
it's TikTok's voice, if you will.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So like whenever you type anything, it reads it for you, and I think they use that voice for whatever reason. I guess it went well with people. We can skip past.
I find that to be so annoying.
Yeah, but I mean, people use it all the time because they don't want to actually use their own voice. So the TikTok voice talks. But let's show this footage. I'll show you all about the lights being turned off. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, let's do the hey thing real quick too.
Hey, I would be like, hey.
I do security at a hotel. I was making a video of where I go when I'm doing my rounds.
When I'm doing my rounds.
A guy died here a few months ago.
A guy died here from an overdose a couple of months ago.
Eddie!
They censor it.
I don't think he ever left.
I can't. Hey.
You still say hey.
Nah.
That. Hey. Like
Definitely
like
a male
when somebody,
voice, yeah.
you know, when somebody comes into the, you know, when somebody comes into like the lunchroom, when you in there and you go in there to talk, you know, and they're like, hey.
Hey,
That's exactly what that sounded like. Like somebody going into the lunchroom getting ready to eat, and then somebody's in there like, hey, what you know, whatever. The voice you hear is actually being challenged by a Canadian woman that does voiceovers, and she's challenging the use of her voice that has been used for all videos on TikTok without her permission.
What? No.
Wow. Jane, if you can link us with that, I would actually like to follow that up.
Thank you, Janie. Crazy. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. Oh my goodness. I'm curious now.
Yes.
Where they snatched her voice from. Does she talk like that in a regular conversation? Wow.
She can't be that happy all the time. All right, let's go on to the other footage.
Yeah. He's like,
You're
what?
running so late.
Yeah, okay, let's watch. Okay, let's finish watching.
Right, Angel.
Okay, let's watch.
An unidentified voice can be heard. Simon suspected at first that it might have been the person who died in there. Could this be? A bit later, he kept his camera rolling while he was going on a short bathroom break.
Him knocking on the door?
The knock on the door is crazy, Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a dookie for sure.
And he said, in a minute. He said, in a minute. Yeah, that.
I don't know. You can't see the bottom of the chair.
But even still, somebody would have to push it. And you didn't hear anything on the bottom, you know, moving it. I don't. And he can't move it from inside because he'd be pulling rather than pushing.
Strange.
He's looking around,
but the activity didn't stop there.
Heard him dropping a deuce.
So here's where I wanted to show y'all.
Hello?
When the lights go out. Okay. So let's play this.
Bro, why are the lights off?
Oh, I see
right
that.
Here.
Yeah. I see that. I thought that was part of the machine.
No, so let's see what happens when he turns the lights on and see if you still see it there. It's not there.
And I'm out.
It's not there. So that's something that they didn't capture. He didn't see that. That's the first thing I saw was that dark figure leaning over, like looking at him. And he asked why the lights were off because it turned the lights off.
But
when he turned the lights on, there was nobody there.
But there was no eyes, no reflections. I sort of, you know what? You're right.
Yeah, nothing. Very strange. So I definitely think that when I'm
cleaning this floor, I can't get over this floor.
Yeah, the floor is really gross. But I have to tell you that I have to talk to actually type in my comments to Sir Spooks and tell him that King Frostmare, tell him that they missed that guy looking over. Crazy. So once again, I'm going to promote King Frostmare and Frostmare TV, his YouTube coverage. He does really great content. We use him and feature him a lot on this show. Go like, subscribe, support him also. He does have a Patreon, I believe, and ring the bell if you want to look at any of his new content. And we may even feature that content on this show.
It's really good.
Yeah, he's very good.
I keep coming back here and being scared out of my mind. Can we just do this for 5 o'clock and just broadcast it later, please?
another successful broadcast of
Obviously. Yes. Let me pat myself on the back. I have accomplished, like I always do, I have managed to find content that really creeps you all the hell out. So
for me, it was that first one. That first one just freaked me out.
Burn it all down. That's the only answer. Burn it all down.
There are some more things I can't wait to show you with the best of 2021. But yes, there's a lot of other scary stuff out there that we're going to be featuring on the show next Tuesday.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Hey, that's going to be our new thing. Hey, yeah. Talking like the guy in the lunchroom, the dead guy in the lunchroom.
Oh my goodness.
All right. So follow us again. We'll be back here next Tuesday at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Augie and Mike Mayhem. Mike, what are you doing lately? Because I don't know. I know you're doing other stuff. So can you just let the audience know where they can catch you on other days?
Right now, just go to my Instagram. It's all nothing scares me twice.
You know that's wrong. I'm taking that off. Angel's wrong.
You win, Angel. Just follow me on Pure Mayhem on Instagram right now. I'm going to be launching 2 new podcasts very soon. I'm keeping it hush hush right now, but you guys know about it. Definitely come support me there. And, I'll be here, obviously, on the Tingling Tea every Tuesday, getting spooked by Les, who I thought was my friend, and Augie.
Oh, I've never been your friend, Mike.
Oh!
You walked right into that.
I did.
Lift the bottom of your shoe. Lift the bottom of your shoe. You walked into that one. Listen, we also are doing podcasting, you all. Tingling Tea is going podcasting. We're so very excited. Just look out for us. We'll probably be starting in February, especially when we do another Slice of Life. But Mayhem, you also are you gaming now too?
Yes, I'm trying. I'm doing so much. I got to find a better time. However, I am gaming. I think if everything goes well, I'll start streaming at Q Mayhem Gaming on Twitch next week. So we'll be doing a lot more of Dead by Daylight because they got a big update as well.
Oh yeah,
we got Call of Duty.
Oh, yes.
I have, guys, I'm a personal fan of Aliens. The Aliens Fire Team is amazing. And then, of course, Back for Blood. So we'll be doing those games in rotation.
Augie, we need to get you on Back for Blood because you have not played it yet. So I think that we need to do a match one night.
And what alien game is this? What aliens?
Aliens Fire Team. It's a 3-person shooter. It's amazing. They stuck really to the craft. It plays really great. It is the best Alien games aside from Alien Isolation.
That's what I'm playing now.
We gotta play that.
I'm playing Alien Isolation right
so
now.
You're gonna love it. I'll definitely stream it. I have some clips as well I can send to you maybe a little later. If not, I'll stream and you guys can join in.
Cool. All right, sounds good to me. I'm looking forward to those gaming nights. I love those. All right, you all. We'll see you next Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining us. Please like, subscribe, share our content.
Yes.
Comment, say anything. If there's some footage that you want to see, if you even have your own personal stories, we'd like to read some of your stories of anything that you've encountered, paranormal experiences. Please look for us at cliffdiveproductions@gmail.com. That's cliffdiveproductions@gmail.com, and send your content there and tell us that you saw us here on the Tingling Tea and you wanted us to read your story. So with that, we'll see you next Tuesday. Stay spooky,
everybody.
Thanks for joining us this evening. Take care. Bye-bye.